Let me tell you something, age is not your limit. It's not a wall. It's not a barrier. It's not an excuse. It's just a story. And the problem is most people tell themselves the wrong one. They say, I'm too young, no one will take me seriously, or I'm too old, it's too late for me. But here's the truth, your age has nothing to do with what's possible for you, your beliefs do. Think about this, how many people have held themselves back because of a number? How many dreams have been crushed, not by failure, but by a false belief that they were too late or too early? That's a lie. It's a mental prison. And the moment you stop buying into it, the moment you write that story, your entire life changes. Look around. The world is filled with people who defied the so-called rules of age. Steve Jobs was just a kid when he built Apple. Vera Wang didn't design her first dress until she was 40. Morgan Freeman didn't become a household name until his 50s. But here's the thing, they didn't let their age define what was possible. They decided their vision, their passion, their hunger would be the only things that mattered. See, your mind is either working for you or against you. If you tell yourself you're too old, you'll act like you're too old. If you tell yourself you're too young, you'll hesitate, you'll hold back. But the truth, the only limits are the ones you accept. So what story are you telling yourself? Is it a story that pushes you forward or holds you back? Because right now in this moment, you get to decide. Do you keep letting that number dictate your actions, or do you break free and take control? And listen, if you think it's too late, I have one question for you. How much longer are you going to wait? You don't have time to sit on the sidelines. You don't have time to waste another year, another month, another day believing something that's not even true. The past is gone. The future is unwritten. But what you do right now, that's what counts. So change your story, change your belief, and watch how fast your life changes with it. What if I told you that your life is not controlled by your age, your past, or even your circumstances, but by what you believe is possible? Because that's the truth. Your belief system is the foundation of your reality. It's not what happens to you that shapes your future, it's the meaning you give to it. There are people in their 20s who believe they're already behind, so they play small. They hesitate, they overthink, they let doubt keep them stuck. And there are people in their 60s who believe they're just getting started, so they move with power, with confidence, with hunger. Same world, same opportunities, but completely different results. Why? Because of belief. If you believe you're too young, you'll find proof everywhere. You'll focus on all the reasons why you're not ready. If you believe you're too old, you'll convince yourself that your best years are behind you. But what if you change the story? What if you decided right now that your age is not a weakness, but an advantage? Because here's the deal, your mind is always looking for evidence to prove your beliefs right. If you believe you're capable, you'll find ways to make things happen. If you believe you're limited, you'll find excuses. Your focus creates your reality. And I get it, some of you have been carrying this belief for years. Maybe someone told you you're too young to understand, or people your age don't do that. Maybe society made you think that success has an expiration date. But guess what? That's their belief, not yours. And you don't have to accept it. History proves this over and over again. Richard Branson was just 16 when he started his first business. Nelson Mandela was 75 when he became president. The only difference between them and the people who never start is the belief that it's possible. So let me ask you, what do you believe about yourself? Are you telling yourself a story that limits you or one that empowers you? Because right now, in this moment, you have the power to rewrite it. And here's the truth, if you keep waiting for permission, for the perfect time for someone to tell you it's okay to go after what you want, you'll wait forever. You don't need permission. You don't need the right age. You just need the belief that you are capable. Decide today that your belief will be stronger than your excuses. Decide today that your age is nothing more than a number, not a limit, not a barrier, just a number. And when you do that, when you fully commit to the belief that your potential is limitless, that's when everything changes. Success has no deadline. Read that again. There is no rule that says you have to achieve greatness by a certain age. There is no invisible clock counting down telling you that you're too late or too early. The truth is, the only time that matters is the time you decide to start. Too many people talk themselves out of their dreams because they think they missed their chance. They see younger people making millions on social media, or they hear about someone launching a billion-dollar company in their 20s, and they think, well, I guess I'm too late? That's a lie. Colonel Sanders was 62 when he franchised KFC. He was rejected over 1,000 times before someone finally said yes. Vera Wang didn't even think about becoming a fashion designer until she was 40. Ray Kroc didn't turn McDonald's into a global empire until his 50s. These people didn't let a number stop them. They decided that their time was now. And that's the difference. Success is not about how old you are. It's about how hungry you are, how willing you are to keep pushing when everyone else quits, how committed you are to growing, learning, and improving no matter what stage of life you're in. And listen, age can work in your favor. Maybe you're young and people doubt you. Good. Let that fuel you. Maybe you're older and people say you should slow down. Good. Prove them wrong. Use everything as an advantage, because that's what winners do. They don't focus on what they don't have. They focus on what they do have and use it to their advantage. Some of you are sitting there thinking, but what if I fail? Let me tell you something, failure is guaranteed. It's part of the process. The only people who don't fail are the ones who never try. But guess what? The people who win, the people who change their lives, they're the ones who keep going when others stop. So let me ask you, how much longer are you going to wait? How much longer are you going to let a number dictate your potential? Success doesn't care if you're 18 or 80. Success doesn't care how many times you've started over. Success only responds to action. Right now, you have two choices. You can keep telling yourself the same old story, the one that says, it's too late, I missed my shot. Or you can make a decision, a real decision, that today is the day you stop making excuses and start taking action. Because the truth is, it's never too late and it's never too early. It's just a matter of whether or not you're ready to go all in. Time is nothing but a measurement, yet most people treat it like a prison. They let the number of years they've lived determine what they can or cannot do. But here's the truth. The meaning you give to time is what controls your life. It's not your age that holds you back. It's the story you attach to it. Some people look at their age and see possibility while others see limitation. Two people can be the exact same age. One is thriving, pushing forward, creating new opportunities, while the other is stuck, believing they've missed their chance. The difference: one sees time as an ally, the other sees it as an enemy. Think about it. There are 25-year-olds who believe they're too late to start something new. And there are 70-year-olds starting businesses, running marathons, writing books, creating impact. Time doesn't decide your potential. You do. You've been conditioned to believe that success happens on a timeline. Graduate by this age, build a career by this age, retire by this age. But let me ask you, who made these rules and why are you following them? If someone told you that 40 was too old to start something new and you believed them, that belief would shape your reality. But if someone else told you that 40 is just the beginning and you believed that instead your entire life would move in a different direction. So if the number is the meaning you give it, look at history. Some of the greatest breakthroughs, businesses, and legacies were created by people who refused to accept society's timeline. Sam Walton founded Walmart at 44. Julia Schill didn't publish her first cookbook until she was 50. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, and when he got out at 71, he became the president of South Africa. Imagine if any of these people had said, well, I guess my time has passed. The world would have never seen their greatness. Now, what about you? What meaning have you been giving to time? Have you been using it as an excuse to delay your dreams? Have you convinced yourself that you're too old to start, too young to be taken seriously, or that it's not the right time to take action? Because if that's the case, you're not being held back by time, you're being held back by your perception of it. Here's what I want you to do: redefine time. Stop seeing it as something that controls you and start seeing it as something you control. Your age is not a deadline. It's not a finish line. It's a resource. And how you use it is up to you. The only real time that matters is now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. And the second you stop waiting for the perfect time and start making the time you have worked for you, that's when your life truly begins. How much longer are you going to wait? How many more days, weeks, or years are you going to sit on your dreams, telling yourself you'll start someday? Because let me tell you something, waiting is the enemy. It kills more dreams than failure ever will. Most people don't fail because they try and come up short. They fail because they never take action in the first place. So they tell themselves they need more time, more experience, more certainty. They wait for the right moment, the perfect conditions. But let me ask you, when has waiting ever built anything great? The people who win in life aren't the ones who sit around thinking about it. They're the ones who take action even when they don't feel ready. They start before they have all the answers. They move forward even when there's uncertainty, because here's the truth: there is no perfect time. There is only now. You want to know what happens when you keep waiting. You wake up one day and realize a year has passed, then 5 years, then 10. And you're still in the same place, still making the same excuses, still telling yourself the same story. That is the greatest pain of all the pain of regret, because by then you can't get that time back. And don't tell me you're too young. Don't tell me you're too old. Don't tell me you need more time to think about it. Because right now, someone with fewer resources, less experience, and more challenges than you is out there making it happen. The only difference between them and you is action. Think about this: when is the last time you took massive action toward what you really want? Not just thinking about it, not just researching it, but actually moving forward. Because if you're not taking action, you're making a choice. You're choosing to stay where you are. And as long as you keep waiting, nothing changes. So what are you going to do? Or are you going to keep telling yourself the same excuses? Or are you going to make a decision right now that today is the day you start? Because that's what it comes down to: a decision, a real decision, not a maybe someday, not a when the time is right. A decision that today is the day you stop waiting and start doing. I don't care how small the first step is, just take it. Send the email, make the call, write the first page, step into the gym, whatever it is, start now. Because every day you wait, you're not just losing time, you're losing momentum, losing opportunity, losing the life you could have had if you had just started. There is no perfect moment. There is no better time. The only time you have is right now. And if you want to change your life, stop waiting and take action. Your age does not define your future, your decisions do. Not your past, not your circumstances, not what society says is possible for you. The only thing that will ever shape your destiny is the choices you make starting right now. Too many people let a number control their lives. They convince themselves that because they've reached a certain age, their opportunities are gone. Or they tell themselves they're too young to make an impact. But let me ask you, who decided that? Who told you that your potential has an expiration date? Because the truth is, it doesn't. Your future is not written in your age. It's written in your actions. Every single day you have a choice to move forward or stay stuck, to break through or back down. And that choice has nothing to do with how many candles were on your last birthday cake. It has everything to do with your mindset, your hunger, and your willingness to take control. I've seen 20-year-olds who are already checked out of life telling themselves it's too late to chase their dreams. And I've seen 70-year-olds wake up with more fire, more passion, and more drive than people half their age. It's not about time, it's about decision. And here's the thing: you can have every excuse in the world. You can say, I'm too old to start over, or I'm too young for people to take me seriously. But none of that changes one simple fact: the life you want will not happen unless you decide to make it happen. Maybe you've been waiting for the right moment. Maybe you've been telling yourself that next year, next month, next week, you'll finally take that step. But the truth is, waiting is just another way of saying no to yourself. Because every day you wait, you are choosing to stay the same. So let me ask you, what are you choosing? Are you choosing to let age be your excuse, or are you choosing to take action? Are you choosing to sit on the sidelines, or are you choosing to step up and claim what's yours? Because in the end, that's what it comes down to. Not what you've been through, not what people say about you, only your decisions. And right now, you have a choice. You can keep letting a number define what's possible for you. You can keep telling yourself the same old story. Or you can really decide that today is the day you take control, that today is the day you stop waiting and start doing. Because the truth is, your age doesn't matter. Your past doesn't matter. What matters is what you do next. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing: not your age, not your past, not what anyone else thinks. You decide what's possible for you. You decide whether you let a number hold you back or push you forward. And right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can keep waiting, keep hesitating, keep telling yourself the same old excuses. Or you can make the decision, the real decision, to take action, to step up, to own your future. Because nothing is stopping you except the story you tell yourself. And if that story isn't serving you, change it. Success has no age limit. Potential has no expiration date. Your best years are not behind you, they are ahead of you. But only if you decide to make them that way. So don't let another day pass without taking action. Don't let another year go by without chasing the life you truly deserve. Because the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the decision to go all in. Now is your time, not tomorrow. Now, go after it with everything you've got. Good luck and thank you.